Next wide receiver, Ronnie Bell. This was interesting. They gave him number
Okay.
10. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my God, Kyle Williams. Like, you can't give a wide receiver on this team who's like 5'11", number 10. It just looks bad.
Not the 1-0.
It's just like, oh, it was a bad, it's like, oh God. I'm like, ugh. And he's running around. I'm like, he's not that fast. He's not that big. He's not that quick. I'm like, I don't see it at all. And then they throw him 3 targets and it's like, one's a post, boom. He like leaps and catches it over 2 guys. And it's like, oh, that was really nice. And then he catches like an out route, and then he catches a fade route where he leaps. It was like, okay, so this dude like is a gamer. Like he's a real competitor. Okay, he played for Harbaugh. Yeah, I get it. So I don't know if like what kind of athleticism he has, but I know he's coming off a serious knee injury, so maybe there's more there. He's definitely a competitor.
Yeah, he does seem like some. Now that you've seen him in the raw, he is a little bit. He's a little smaller. He's a little smaller than his film.
Yeah.
I don't know what they use in college, man, but you got they look different once they get on the NFL.
They really do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even in one way. Some look bigger, some look smaller. It's
right.
It's very
lots who look bigger. Lots who look bigger. I'm like, man, this dude
way bigger as a.
I'm like, who the hell are you? Did you hit a growth spurt? What the hell is going on? Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say he did look smaller, but this is a guy we have to keep the main thing. He is just, I believe, maybe 18 months off of a very serious knee injury as a receiver. Okay. So he uses that knee a lot. I would say that in some instances, he's still learning how to play with that knee, trying to figure out where the limits of how he can push it, what he can and cannot do on it. But again, this is another guy that has come in with a lot of productive balls. He's come in with a lot of productivity under him. And the only reason why physicality matters for us is because we know that if you're a receiver on this team, you're going to block before you catch.
Yeah. Especially if you're drafted in round 7.
If you're drafted in round 7. So he's got an uphill battle. I think that for him,
it seems like he has the right mentality though.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't think that there's any wilting flowers on this team. Everybody's hungry. Everybody who gets told no is going to have to be explicitly told no. Everybody. And
also, like, the Niners have learned a lot from the players who haven't worked out from their team. I'm not going to name that player's name again because enough is enough. But like, you could see like this guy is sort of like him, but with the mentality they want. And like, he's not a 2nd round pick. He's not as gifted, but it almost, you'd rather have this guy because without the toughness and what these qualities, like, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. I'm with you on that. So,
and I feel, that's a great point. What they probably learned is that if you don't have the character first, then we're not even going to bother with the skill.
Right. It's true. We can't mentor you. We can't hope that you change. It's like, no, that's who you are. And we have a very specific personality on this team, and you don't fit it.
So there's 2 questions that I would ask off of that. When do you think that they understood that philosophy? And was it before or after they drafted Trey Lance?
Oh, probably after. But I mean, you look at like Dante Pettis not working out for them. It's like, why? Like, he literally had everything you wanted. Like, you love Dante Pettis. You traded up for Dante Pettis. Physically, he was everything you wanted. So what was the problem? Well, it must have been, his temperament or whatever. It just didn't fit this team. Or
it got to be in you and not on you, man.
Yeah. So maybe that's what they learned. Like, we can't take these risks on guys whose temperament doesn't fit our team. Like, we need this first. So
because we can't even get to the talent if you can't traverse the locker room.
Right.
You can't.
You just can't.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Lance. I mean, he's had that problem the last 2 years. But at the same time, like, Dante Pettis had a lot of stuff. He had years where he played here. Like, Trey Lance hasn't had that yet, and maybe he'll deliver this year. Maybe he will.